Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch You Want, and thanks for logging on. Today we are looking at the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Volcano. You can see this 42mm and exuberant Audemars Piguet Royal Oak on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click the card in the upper right-hand corner of the video anytime to see our full listing for this watch with prices and accessories. Now, on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that at 42mm, Audemars Piguet roughly understates the full wrist impact and wrist presence of this watch. 42mm really doesn't do justice to the size of it, the bulk of it, or the presence that this watch has. Now, I'm going to emphasize that 42 is the measurement across the round of the case, but it's clear to any observer of the offshores that being more cushion in profile than truly round, they take up quite a bit more wrist real estate than that measurement suggests. First and foremost, let's talk about thickness. The watch sits 14.5mm above the wrist. Now, while it does have a slightly sloped bezel, it's really not enough to allow the watch to be compatible with the tightest of dress cuffs, although a sport jacket or a blazer should be just fine. Now, it's laterally where the measurements of the watch really make themselves felt, and you can distinguish between a conventional 42 and a Royal Oak Offshore 42. So from lug to lug, you're talking about a watch that measures 54mm. Now, that would be pretty impressive if it weren't for the fact that the metal plots and the semi-rigid flare, that is the tendency to billow out of the rigid hornback alligator leather strap, effectively increase the lug-to-lug span of this watch to, wait for it, 71mm. That's an incredible footprint for a watch billed as a 42. Now, it is hefty because it does feature a solid case back. The strap is immensely substantial, and it does have a full single fold AP logo high polished stainless steel deploying clasp, so it actually balances its mass very well with a combination of strap and clasp. So the question becomes, if you have a smaller wrist, can you wear this watch? The hornback is famously rigid. It's also famously tough and long wearing, so you're getting great value. But I would say that realistically, down to about 15 centimeters in circumference, you can wear this watch with security. Below 15 centimeters in circumference, a wrist is going to struggle just a bit to get enough pull and tension on the hornback to achieve a secure fit. For that, I would recommend switching to a rubber strap, and Audemars Piguet's diver strap, which is compatible with these lugs, is the option if you have a wrist smaller than 15 centimeters. By fitting that, you should be able to get this watch to fit down to about 14 centimeters. But the presence, the heft, the look is impressive. It doesn't take much imagination to recognize why Audemars Piguet dubbed this watch, informally of course, the Volcano when it debuted in 2008. The incredible contrast of silver, black, and orange just pops. It's fulminating, it pops, it fizzles, it boils. This is a watch that has a lot of personality. I often use the word exuberant to describe the most audacious designs that I present on the channel, but this really is the definition of the word. This is an upbeat watch. It's what a sports watch should be. Unapologetically fun and inspired by the vivid imagery of flowing lava. You can see exactly what the designers were thinking when they penned this. But it still includes all of the finery that we associate with Audemars Piguet, the Royal Oaks, and of course the Offshores. Because all aspects of the case, from this hairline, slightly flared polished bevel to the brushed finish of the bezel itself, and the contrasting polish of the hexagonal stainless steel bezel bolts is hand executed, which is to say all the finish you see here is done by an artisan, not a machine. Audemars Piguet invests the same type of energy, the blood, sweat, and tears in the Offshores that you see in the Jules Audemars line, that you see in the traditional Royal Oaks, including the Jumbo. But what you're getting here that you won't get in those is true sports watch utility, size, and presence. With a screw-down crown, the watch features 100-meter water resistance. That's quite impressive, and for those in essentially imperial system countries like my own, that's 328 feet of water resistance, more than enough to have a good time at the pool or the beach. You will want to fit a strap for those purposes, however. The watch also features a full balance bridge, free sprung. Internally, the caliber 3126-3840 chronograph Features a 50-hour power reserve, bidirectional winding with ceramic rotor bearings, unlubricated, sealed for life, of exceptional efficiency. A full balance bridge with a free sprung balance. This is Rolex style, very tough, endows the finished watch with the heart of a sports watch to match the aesthetic of the outside. That was not always the case with the early Jaeger-LeCoultre powered versions. It also features, as I mentioned, a 50-hour power reserve, which is impressive for a timepiece that also features a chronograph. Now, of course, running the chronograph will drain that power reserve, but I should mention that the chronograph module is from the best in the business, Dubois de Praz. So you have a vertical clutch mechanism that engages the chronograph seconds hand, which is to say you can run it continuously with no additional wear, tear, or hazard to the movement. So if you like to have center seconds as opposed to a sub-seconds dial, you can just run the chronograph continuously. It also stops without stagger and resets precisely to the index at 12 every time. Now, the watch itself is as beautifully finished on the inside as out, because with the 3-1-2-6 movement, which debuted right around the time the Volcano was first rolling out, Audemars Piguet upped its game regarding movement finish. The winding rotor itself is gold, 22 karat, and features the coat of arms of both the Audemars and Piguet families, as Audemars Piguet is the oldest and largest independent in Switzerland, still in the hands of the original founding family members. Now, this watch really does have it all. It's exuberant, it's fun, it's tough. One could even say it's versatile, as it can pull off just about everything except black tie. Now, the Volcano is one of the most memorable of the so-called themes series. Some of them, the navy, the safari, the black themes, they're a little bit more discreet. They're a little bit more modest about their presence on the wrist and in public. Not the Volcano. This one lines up shoulder to shoulder with the famed Bumblebee as one of the most expressive modern Royal Oak offshore references, with a beautiful lacquered black mega tapisserie dial and applied white gold Arabic numerals. This has a face like none other. Now, if this is manna from heaven to you as an Audemars Piguet collector, you can see this Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Volcano and wear it home on our website, watchyouwant.com.